Hi everyone, good morning dear student. Warm welcome back in today's science class. So, in our first class that generally you know that in brief I explain this all things which we discuss before going for a vacation. But in today's class we continue where we left before the vacation. So, as you know that we discuss about the second chapter, that is the world of microorganisms. So in that we discuss the different five classes of microorganisms, that is virus, bacteria, fungi, algae and protozoa. So in this chapter we are going to discuss one by one all these five classes, what are the importance, what are the usefulness of these microorganisms in our life and how it is harmful for us, this what are the harmful or disadvantage of these microorganisms for us or for the plant. So in that in our last class where we left before the vacation, we discussed about what bacteria means. We discuss about the habitat of bacteria, where it is found, and we also discuss about what the importance of a bacteria and the harmful effects of a bacteria. But now in today's class, we are going to discuss about the second class of microbes, that is the fungi. What are the main characteristics of a fungi? How we can identify these fungi? So here we discuss some important characteristics or even the features of the second class of microbes, that is fungi. So you know that this fungi is a non-green plant, means which lack of this chlorophyll, and due to the lack of chlorophyll and chlorophyll is not present in their body, so they cannot perform the photosynthesis. Simply you know that everybody knows that only the plants which have chlorophyll in it, they can perform the process of photosynthesis and they can prepare their food by themselves. That's why they are known as what autotroph. So simply this fungi is what non-green plants, means absence of water chlorophyll, and if the chlorophyll is absent, then what this fungi cannot perform the process of photosynthesis, or simply if photosynthesis process is not performed by this algae, so it cannot be prepared its food, it cannot synthesize its food by itself. So that's why it's considered as what heterotrophs, saprophytic or maybe parasitic in nutrition. Means it follows all three different types of mode of nutrition. Either it is heterotrophic mode of nutrition, maybe it follows the saprophytic, is depends on dead and decaying animals, or maybe parasitic mode of nutrition, since it depends on the animals or the plants. So mostly they found in the mostly this fungi or fungus is found in where in the moist places or warm places. They do not have the chlorophyll and they are heterotrophic, saprophytic and parasitic. They may be unicellular or multicellular organisms. Means their body is maybe composed of a single cell, one cell, maybe it shows multicellularity or maybe it shows unicellularity. Means it may be unicellular, single cell organisms or multicellular organisms. So we discuss you see in your textbook, it is better to understand if we go through the textbook line by line. So now you see this page number 25. We are going to discuss the different forms or different types of fungi. Just like first you see this yeast. So these are the different types of fungi. This is a unicellular organism. It is mostly useful for water in a breweries and in a bakeries for the production of bread and pastries and different food materials in the bakery, and it is also helpful for water for the formation of breweries like alcoholic breweries. Alcoholic means like beer and wine. Molds, this mildew is also a type of fungi which shows unicellularity, means it's a unicellular. Examples of unicellular fungi is yeast and mildews. But molds, these examples of molds is rhizopus. This rhizopus is shows multicellular, is a multicellular fungi, and this mushroom is also like example. For example, agaricus, it also a multicellular organisms or multicellular with the definite structures. So these are the different forms, different types, different examples of water algae which shows multicellularity or unicellularity. Now next you see everybody at the page number 26 in your textbook. We are going to discuss about water, some usefulness or advantage of water fungi. Means how it is useful for the human being or for the different purposes. So some mushrooms are edible and these are the best source of the different types of minerals. ओके कि बहुत सारे ऐसे मशरूम्स होते हैं जो काफ़ी पॉइजनस भी होते हैं, लेकिन कुछ ऐसे यूजफुल भी होते हैं जो एडिबल होते हैं, मीन्स खाने योग्य होते हैं, जिसको दे आर द पार्ट ऑफ आवर फूड एंड दे आर नॉन फॉर वाटर, एडिबल और नॉन फॉर वाटर, द रीच quantity of different types of minerals in a fungi. So आप कह सकते हैं कि एक तरह से कुछ ऐसे होते हैं जो हमारे खाने योग्य होते हैं, हम फूड के सोर्स के रूप में इसको अपन यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं. Some this fungi like yeast is used in making bread, alcoholic drinks and other bakery items into the fermentation. Means they help in the process of fermentation. Fermentation means क्या होता है, स्टार्ट स्पॉइलेज, मीन्स इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन. ऑक्सीजन के एब्सेंस में ये किसी चीज़ को सड़ा देते हैं, स्पॉइल कर देते हैं, उससे कारण क्या होता है, बहुत सारे अल्कोहलिक ड्रिंक्स बनाने में हेल्प करता है. दे ऑल्सो हैव अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन राइजिंग ऑफ डव, यानी कि जो डव होता है, आटा जो होता है, तो उसको फुलाने में, जिससे अपन खमन ढोकला और इडली और ये सब बनाते हैं. It breaks down the sugar to the alcohol and the carbon dioxide by the process of this fermentation. It forms the carbon dioxide gas. So that gas, due to that presence of carbon dioxide gas, it forms some bubbles on this dough. Okay. So this gas forms the bubbles in the dough, increases its volume. When this dough is packed, the gas escaped and leaving the holes behind. This makes bread सॉफ्ट एंड फ्लफी. आपने ब्रेड और जो देखा होगा उसमें ना स्मॉल होल्स होते हैं, या फिर पेस्ट्री या केक देखा स्पंजी होता है. क्यों होता है? क्योंकि उसके अंदर ईस्ट यूज़ करते हैं, जो फर्मेंटेशन की प्रोसेस से क्या करता है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस बनाता है. और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस जब उसको पकाते हैं तो क्या होता है, वो उससे रिलीज हो जाती है और उसमें क्या बना देते हैं, होल्स बन जाते हैं. सो इट्स फॉर्म्स इट्स सॉफ्ट एंड फ्लफी. Some molds such as the penicillin, कुछ molds examples of unicellular fungi molds just like penicillin. This is utilized for water formation of antibiotics, manufacture of antibiotics. So everybody you know that this penicillin is the first antibiotic which is derived by the Alexander Fleming. Some varieties of the molds such as the aspergillus, they help in the making of the sauces, different types of chutney और sauces और ये सब बनाए जाते हैं. So इसमें भी क्या होता है, कुछ some different forms of edible of algae is utilized for formation of making of this different type of sauces. Some fungi along with the bacteria help in the decomposing of dead plants and animals. As I told you that this fungi is also help in the cleaning of this environment, because they follow this saprophytic mode of nutrition. And everybody we know that this saprophytic mode of nutrition means a type of nutrition in which this fungi depends on dead and decaying materials and help in the decomposition. यानी इसको सड़ाने में गलाने में हेल्प करती है, ताकि एनवायरनमेंट जो है वो, हमारा वातावरण जो है वो क्या हो, साफ रह सके, स्वच्छ रह सके. तो ये डिकम्पोजिशन की प्रोसेस, क्लीनिंग की प्रोसेस में भी हेल्प होती है. Okay, so these are the usefulness of water fungi. But same time, this all have also water. On the other hand, they also have some harmful or disadvantage. That's why these microbes are, all the microbes are considered as a water friends and foe. कि एक तरफ से हमारे दोस्त भी हैं, दूसरी तरफ से they are just behave like enemies. So due to this some harmful effects. So now we discuss one by one at last page 26. Some fungi causes mostly this 99% disease caused in the plants is caused by this fungi. Okay, just like blight of potato, blight in a potato disease. This is the blight of potato. Rust of wheat. These are disease caused by fungi. This both are the disease of a plant. ये जो potato है आलू में होती है और this is a wheat. This disease is in a wheat and this is in a potato. So this disease is caused, both disease is caused by the fungi. So most this means you can say that 90% disease is caused in a plant due to water infection by this fungi. The humans are attacked and humans mostly all the skin disease, mostly just like skin rashes, ringworms, athlete foods, this all the human disease is caused by this fungi. Fungi spoil the many useful product and it also play a very important role in spoilage of food. Means जो खाना spoil होता है, खराब होता है, बासी हो जाता है, तो उसमें ना बदबू आने लगती है, सड़ने लगता है. This is due to presence of this water fungi and it is also responsible for the spoilage of many substances, many important things like paper, skin, leather, cotton, clothes, all these things, food, all these things are spoiled by the growth of these microbes, fungi. Fungi can also grow on badly preserved food and causes the food poisoning. This also grow on preserving foods, जो अपन food को store करके रखते हैं, preserve करके रखते हैं, just like the pickles and other things, bread, just like आपने if you leave the bread for 1 or 2 days, it forms some white surface on the surface of white layer on the surface of that bread. That is what that fungi. And due to that fungi, that food materials or bread is not utilized for the consuming or for eating purpose, and it is responsible for causing a food poisoning. तो मोस्टली जो फूड पॉइजनिंग होती है वो किसके ग्रो के कारण होती है? फंजाई के कारण होती है. यानी खाना जो खराब होता है दैट इज ड्यू टू द ग्रोथ ऑफ फंजाई. वन वैरायटी ऑफ सच फंगस इज एस्पेरिजुलस. एस्पेरिजुलस जो है, एस्पेरिजुलस एक टाइप का ऐसा फंगस है जो क्या करता है? खाने को सड़ाता है, फूड पॉइजनिंग का कॉज करता है. सो दिस आर द वाटर सम यूजफुलनेस एंड हार्मफुलनेस ऑफ this fungi. Now next class, the third class of this microbes are that what? Algae. So algae is a green plant-like structures. They are the simple plant-like structures or plant-like organism. So what it mean? It means plant-like structure. It means what? The chlorophyll is present. Means it contains chlorophyll. And if algae contain the chlorophyll, it have the chlorophyll, so it is what applicable for water performing photosynthesis. Means algae can perform the process of photosynthesis, and if it perform the photosynthesis, so it can perform, it can form or it can synthesize, it can manufacture its food by itself, and it consider it as water crops. Clear? It's very clear. Clear? Because of presence of chlorophyll, it can water perform the photosynthesis. If it performs the process of photosynthesis, it can prepare its food by itself, or it can synthesize its food by itself. So it is considered as a water crops, means which can prepare their food by themselves. They are known as the grasses of water. Mostly they are found in most places or in water, जहाँ पे पानी बहता रहता है. Just like you see in some river sides, continually flow of water, some algae grow there in the areas. So there is known as water, generally commonly known as grasses of water. These are also unicellular or multicellular. This So both type of forms, maybe unicellular, single cell organisms, or maybe multicellular organisms. So next one, some examples of algae, convex. Mostly it is found in a colonial form, Chlamydomonas. It also contains chlorophyll, which has photosynthesis, spirogyra, filamentous form, and diatom is mostly found on the surface of water. So these are some examples of algae. Now next, we are going to discuss about the different advantages or disadvantages, usefulness of algae and harmfulness of algae. So please everybody you go through, see in your textbook page number 27, where all these things are very clearly given. We study one by one here. So first you see the usefulness. They act as the sources of the food for the humans as well as the animals. For example, kelp is a rich source of iodine. Kelp. Kelp is one type of algae. Kelp is one type of algae or seafood which is rich in iodine. आयोडीन का सबसे बेस्ट सोर्स माना जाता है कैल्प, जो एनिमल्स और ह्यूमन बीइंग दोनों के लिए जो है दिस फुलफिल द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ दिस आयोडीन. They give out oxygen for the animals in the water. Means the aquatic animals get oxygen by this water algae because they perform the process of photosynthesis. Special algae produce agar-gels which is used in the laboratories as a culture mediums. Means special type की जो algae होती है उनसे एक agar plate बनाया जाता है, agar gel बनाया जाता है और agar gel को agar plate के ऊपर बनाया जाता है. That is work as a culture medium जहाँ पे दूसरे plants को grow कराया जाता है and that is fulfill the requirement of a nutrient or a food for the growing of plants. ओके, तो लेबोरेटरी में एक तरह से कल्चर मीडियम के रूप में यूज किया जाता है. कल्चर मीडियम क्या है? दिस कल्चर मीडियम इज नथिंग बट इज अ टाइप ऑफ यू कैन से दैट मीडियम व्हिच हैव डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द ग्रोथ ऑफ प्लांट्स. ओके, सम algae are used to purify during the space flights or as a food as a resource material. इस कुछ algae जो होती है वो प्यूरिफाई एयर प्यूरिफाई के रूप में फ्लाइट्स में यूज़ किए जाते हैं या कुछ रिसोर्स करते हैं तो वहाँ पे यूज़ किए जाते हैं. एक्सट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम द algal cells are used in medicines, cosmetic, paper manufacturers and paints. Means some extract, some type of algae is used in the formation of manufacturers of medicines, cosmetic items, paper manufacturers, पेपर बनाने के लिए या फिर also used in the formation manufacturers of paints. Cells of diatoms are used to make the glass and porcelains. और जो diatoms होते हैं वाटर में तो उनकी जो cells होती है they are used for making water glasses and porcelains. So ये क्या थे? These are the usefulness of algae. But on the other hand we discuss some harmful effects that or disadvantage of algae. Excess algal growth can make the flora slippery. As you see that काफ़ी जस्ट लाइक जैसे जवाई रिवर है ना, तो वहाँ पे काफ़ी दिनों तक यदि रिवर में पानी आता रहता है तो क्या होता है, पुल पे क्या होता रहता है वो ना ग्रीन कलर का मैट जैसा बन जाता है और उसमें से अपन निकलते तो स्लीप हो जाते हैं ना, स्लीप होके गिर जाते हैं, फिसल जाते हैं ना. तो दैट इज ड्यू टू दिस ग्रोथ ऑफ एक्सेस ग्रोथ ऑफ वाटर दिस algae. It is also harmful for the aquatic animals when the algal bloom is taking place by the process of eutrophication. Means काफ़ी excessive फर्टिलाइजर सब यूज़ करते हैं तो उसके कारण क्या होता है, काफ़ी ज़्यादा मात्रा में अचानक से किसी भी वाटर सोर्स में या पॉन्ड में ना algae प्रोड्यूस हो जाती है. This have this free surface mat-like structures on the water surface in the pond. That is called eutrophication or algal bloom. So उसके कारण क्या होता है, जो aquatic plants या animals जो दूसरे animals quadrupedals है वो काफ़ी उनके लिए काफ़ी harmful होता है. Algal growth in the water results in eutrophication and the destruction of aquatic life. So these are the harmful effects of algae. So everybody you just note down this one, then we discuss the next class of microbes, that is protozoa. So everybody please note down these things. So now, dear student, next class of this microbes is what? This protozoa. So this protozoa, they are mostly the unicellular organisms and found in the moist area in our moist surroundings. They are heterotrophic in mode of nutrition, means they cannot perform photosynthesis and they cannot prepare their food by themselves. So they are dependent on the other organisms, or they may be live inside the other organisms and then they can perform get their food from other organisms. Some common examples, means if we are talking about the different examples of protozoa, this Plasmodium, which is responsible for water spreading malaria, this Paramecium, this slipper-like structure Paramecium is also examples of protozoa. This amoeba, irregular in shape amoeba, and Murina, and then Trypanosoma. So these are some examples of water protozoa. Means these are the different different forms or different types or different examples of this protozoa. Now you see at the page number 27 the different forms of in your textbook the Eumellina, the amoeba, Parameciums are given here. So now next we are discuss the useful of protozoa. Means how this protozoa is useful for the human beings and what are the usefulness, advantage of protozoa for us. So now you see everybody in your textbook page number 27, last topic at the bottom. There are some plant-like autotrophic protozoas called phytoplanktons, which photosynthetic protozoa, that is called what? Phytoplanktons. This phytoplanktons is what autotrophic protozoa. So they serve as a food for the bigger sea animals such as the whales. तो ये क्या है? These are food for the bigger animals that live in the sea. For just like whales की बड़ी-बड़ी जो मछलियाँ हैं whales है, उनके लिए क्या है? उनका एक तरह से फूड है जो क्या करता है? उनको खाते हैं, उन पे डिपेंड रहते हैं. ओके, सो so this phytoplanktons, these are the food material for what? Bigger animals or sea creatures like whales. Next one, they are the parts of the food, many food chains in the aquatic ecosystem, and they also play a very important role in the food chain in the aquatic food life or aquatic food chain. Means जो sea और ocean से food chain उसके कहीं important कड़ी और लिंक या चेन या पार्ट आप कह सकते हैं, वो एक इम्पोर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है. नाउ सम हार्मफुल प्रोटोजोआ. Means how this what are the disadvantages of this protozoa. So this mostly the harmful or disadvantage if you see. So most of the this parasites like Plasmodium, Trypanosoma, and amoeba, these are the what main pathogens or positive organisms for the different type of disease in a human being. This Plasmodium is responsible for the malaria, causing malaria. Trypanosoma, Leishmania. So they causes the different type of disease in a human being. So now you see this page number 28. We are going to discuss the harmful factor or disadvantage of protozoa one by one. Entamoeba, this causes the amoebic dysenteries. Entamoeba is responsible for what? Amoebic dysenteries. And this Giardias, the causes the radiolisis. The disease are usually caused by the unhygienic habits such as not cleaning one's hands after visiting the toilets or before handling food, and not storing the food in the clean containers, drinking unclean waters, and can also possess them. Means the infection, how this infection is spread in human being. So by the unsafe hygienic process, means after using the toilets or washrooms, if we do not wash or we not clean our hands, and directly today started taking or eating some of food material with that type of hands, so there will be chance of water infection. And on the other hand, due to the consuming or by taking or drinking the unclean water, यानी स्वच्छ साफ पानी यानी क्लीन वाटर ड्रिंकिंग वाटर यदि अपन यूज़ नहीं करते तो उसके कारण भी देयर विल बी चांस ऑफ वाटर इन्फेक्शन बाय दिस प्रोटोजोआ. Malaria, another disease I already discussed. This malaria is caused by the plasmodium carried by the female Anopheles mosquitoes. When a female Anopheles mosquitoes bites a person the suffering from malaria, it collects the plasmodiums along with the victim's blood, and these germs multiply in the mosquito's body. On the next bite of the healthy person, the plasmodia are injected into the person's blood. Means once that this female Anopheles mosquitoes bite very well, and that victim, that person is suffering from malaria, so that plasmodium enter into the body of that mosquitoes, and that plasmodium start to multiply in the body of mosquitoes, and then in the second bites that mosquitoes inject that plasmodium to the other person. So in this way this female Anopheles is having the spreading of this water, this malaria disease, or its work as a carrier for the malaria. Next one, third one, this leishmania. This causes the leishmania is also type of water protozoa which is a positive organisms or pathogens for the disease Kala Azar, and trypanosoma that is caused for the sleeping sickness. Okay, leishmania protozoa is responsible, pathogens is responsible for the disease Kala Azar, and trypanosoma is responsible for the sleeping sickness. Okay. Now next we are going to discuss about the last class of microbe, that is the virus. So this virus, now in today's conditions we all are familiar with this virus, this coronavirus. So this virus is a very small tiny microorganisms. It behave like living in the non-living organisms. So now we are going to discuss about this last classes of this microbe, that is viruses. So everybody please see in your textbook, take your textbook and see at page number 28 this topic virus. Viruses are the smallest of all the microorganisms and can only be seen under the microscope. Means all these microbes उसमें सबसे smallest जो creatures या organisms है, that is a virus, and it can be seen only by using what a microscope. Microscope is nothing but it's an instrument or tools which is used for magnifying the smaller tiny objects or creatures or organisms. Viruses have the simple structures, so they are referred as a particles, not cell. इनका जो structure होता है is very simple structures of their body and they are considered as a particle, not as a cell. इसको एक particle के form में ये consider करते हैं. We are not considered as a cell to this virus. As they lack of cellular structures, why it is? Because of a lack of cellular structures. Each particles consist of single strand nuclear material or material, that is a DNA or a RNA. DNA and RNA. This DNA and RNA is what? Genetic material for this viruses. DNA, it stands for the deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA for ribonucleic acid. This DNA, it stands for what? Deoxy. ribonucleic acid, and RNA for the stand for water, ribonucleic acid. And these are the genetic material for water viruses. Sorry. They lie in the borderline between the living and the non-living, as they show some characteristics of living organisms and some characteristics of a non-living organism. So as I told you, these are interlinking between water, living and non-living things. Whenever it is found water, whenever there will be a favorable condition, it behaves like water, living organism or living creature, and there is a start of multiplication inside the host cell or a host body. But when there will be no favorable condition, no suitable condition, during that time it becomes inactive and it forms some coating or capsules or cyst layer around its body and behave like a non-living organisms. Viruses infect plants, animals and the humans and act like the parasites that will derive their nutrition from the host cell. And these viruses are derived therefore from the water host cell, where it is started multiplication, so it depends on the other cells. Viruses cannot reproduce on their own. They only reproduce inside the living or host cell. Means for the multiplication, for the reproduction, it require water, the host cell. Means ये अपने आप से reproduce नहीं कर सकता है, multiply नहीं कर सकता है. वायरस यदि बाहर है, open places में है, तो it cannot multiply, cannot reproduce itself. But when it entered into our body, that's why just like it happened in the coronavirus. एक बार ये किसी के बॉडी के अंदर एंटर कर जाता है तो वहाँ पे मल्टीप्लिकेशन करेगा, एंड that person is a source for the infection, spreading infection in a community. Okay. So they only reproduce inside the living host cell. यानी किसी भी सेल के अंदर जब एंटर करेगा तभी वो क्या करेगा, वो मल्टीप्लाई करेगा, वो रिप्रोडक्शन करेगा और अपने नंबर को इंक्रीज करेगा. यदि वो बाहर है किसी सेल के होस्ट सेल के अंदर नहीं और बाहर है तो वो मल्टीप्लाई नहीं करेगा, तो उसके नंबर इंक्रीज नहीं होंगे. इंक्रीज कब होंगे, जब इट एंटर इनटू द होस्ट सेल, जस्ट लाइक एंटर इनटू आवर बॉडी. देन हमारी बॉडी क्या हो गया, utilize our mechanisms and it is multiplies, start multiply their numbers. So some